Boxing truth here. It's not much of a surprise that the Kovalev Stevenson fight fell apart. Obviously, they couldn't agree on the network, what TV would host the fight. Main events wanted the fight on HBO, Kovalev's promoter, and Heyman and Stevens' promoter wanted it to be a co-production, and that's just a deal breaker. The fight's not big enough for a co-production, unfortunately. Even though it's a great fight, it's an explosive fight. It would be one of those fights where you really would be on the edge of your seat. But that fight's just not big enough. It's not that. It's not at the Mayweather Pacquiao or Lennox Lewis Mike Tyson level. And according to Kathy Duva, this is her words. She said Donna Stevenson is no Mike Tyson, and it's true. He's not that type of superstar or at that level. So that fight is dead. It's not surprising, and it most likely I just doesn't feel like that fight's ever gonna happen because I don't see that fight getting to that level where two networks will co-produce it. It's too bad, but even though Stevenson don't have a contract with Showtime, he's not willing to fight off the PBC umbrella and stray away from Showtime, even though he's not contracted to them. So it could be his biggest payday. There's no other fight where he can get any more money. He can't make that type of dough fighting Fonfara again. That's the best light heavyweight Al Heyman has for him to fight, and that fight will not generate the money he can get for a Kovalev fight, which would be a pay-per-view fight. It was gonna be in Vegas. Doesn't matter now. It's gonna be at the MGM Grand, but the fight's not happening. So now Kovalev is setting his sights on fighting Andre Ward. They recently finalized the deal. The Ward Kovalev fight is a done deal for November. So it's a good thing that Main Events has ink on the fight. They have a deal. So it's not very likely Ward could just pull out of the fight or just not fight. I know people are very skeptical that Andre Ward is going to fight Sergey Kovalev. As I am, I'm very skeptical too. I'm just not sure if he's going to fight. Still no news on Ward's next opponent. Hopefully it will be Sylvain Barrera, but it's just no news yet. I'm expecting some news shortly about Andre Ward, if he's still fighting on March 26th. But Kovalev, he's got the fight with Pascal, and Pascal has made a terrible mistake by awakening a monster. It's gonna be very dangerous for Pascal. He's gonna have to, because he made it personal for Kovalev this fight. Kovalev's gonna try to destroy John Pascal, possibly try to hurt him. Hopefully nothing like that goes down where someone gets seriously hurt. But Kovalev's he's an ice cold dude, man. He doesn't care. He's already killed a man in the ring. He's that's what he wants to do, is destroy John Pascal. He's made it very personal, using this racism angle to pretty much piss off Kovalev, throwing bananas at his trainer. Pascal's antics it's not well warranted. It's just gonna get him hurt in the fight. I believe Pascal is shot. I don't really think he has any chance of winning the fight, even though he's with Memo and he's got Freddie Roach in his corner. He still has to go out there and fight and perform, and I just don't think he could defeat Sergey Kovalev. Kovalev's a great fighter. I mean, I saw it the first time I ever saw him fight. It was over 3 years ago. He was fighting in a Pennsylvania casino, and Main Events just brought him along as promoter. He's a great fighter. He's one of the few great fighters in boxing today. There's just not many great fighters in the sport right now. It's a watered-down era. It's one of the weakest eras ever, in my opinion. But there are still great fighters out there, just not that many of them. Anyways, Kovalev, most likely he will beat Pascal. This is boxing. Anything can happen, but I just think he's He's a way better fighter, better puncher, better athlete. Pascal, he showed some good counter punching ability in their first fight. He's got to do more of it in the rematch, but Kovalev's a monster, man. It's one of those guys I wouldn't want to fight for sure. That dude, the laser-like punches and the straight right hands that he throws, very difficult to get away from those shots. You need serious head movement and athleticism to get inside on Kovalev. Very rangy guy, very tall, fights that way. And he keeps you on the end of his punches, very good at setting distance for his devastating shots. Anyways, most likely he will defeat Pascal, possibly in devastating fashion. And he's wanted to fight in Russia. He was supposed to fight there in November. However, they couldn't find an opponent, so Kovalev's going to do a homecoming in his next fight in June since the Stevenson fight fell apart. I don't know who the opponent would be, but most likely they'll find the best available guy. Maybe if Beterbiev is healthy and ready to fight, maybe they'll go back that route and offer a fight to Beterbiev. See if they can make that fight happen. Maybe they'd be willing to take the deal this time. They offered him a fair offer last time. Anyways, as for Ward, hopefully some news about him fighting comes out. Hopefully he fights Sullivan Barrera. And obviously he's going to take another fight in between if he gets past whoever he's got to get past for his next fight. So he's going to take another fight in between because he's not just going to fight whoever in March or April and then just not fight until November. So he's going to take another fight. And if he does that, I'll start becoming an Andre Ward fan again. I mean, if he actually gets 3 fights in 1 year, I mean that would shock me. I mean that would make me an Andre Ward fan. And say he fights Sullivan Barrera and then he fights even a better opponent his next fight and then fights Kovalev, then that'll be crazy. That'll be something to see for sure. But I have to see it to believe it. If he can get 3 fights in 1 year, that'll be the upset for sure. Anyways, right now Kovalev, if he was to fight Ward, of course I favor Kovalev. He's been more active. He's been more devastating. He's the bigger man. He's the better puncher. I need to see Ward at 175. I need to see him against a live body in this division. Sullivan Barrera will be that opponent to see where he's at. But right now, of course, I favor Kovalev, but I need to see more of Andre Ward to make a concrete pick on if and when they fight. But if Ward is still at the same level he was, it's one of the most anticipated fights ever in boxing. It's a great matchup. This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.